Writers, over the past couple of days, we have heard the excitement as you have been thinking about and planning what your story is going to be. Well, guess what? Today is the day you have been waiting for. It is the day that we get to start drafting our story. Let's go ahead and write the date. And today as a writer, I am working on Show, Don't Tell, Start Drafting. Today I want to teach you that when writers draft their stories, they think about one scene at a time, thinking about how they can create drama in their stories. They sometimes use a line of dialogue making a character talk, or they describe a small action. They can make the character move or react physically to what is going on in the scene. Let me remind you of the difference between writing summaries and writing scenes. Listen while I tell the story of fireflies in a summary way. A boy wanted to catch fireflies. He got all the supplies and caught a jar full of fireflies with his friends. He put the fireflies by his bed and their lights went dim. He didn't want to let them go, but he decided to set them free. Didn't you feel like that story just rushed by you? Instead, Brinklow slowed down and added some suspense to help readers see and hear what was happening. Listen to this small part. On a summer evening, I looked up from dinner through the open window to the backyard. It was growing dark. My treehouse was a black shape in the tree, and I wouldn't go up there now. But something flickered there a moment. I looked, and it was gone. It flickered again over the near fence. Fireflies! Don't let your dinner get cold, said Mama. I forked the meat and corn and potatoes into my mouth. Please, may I go out? The fireflies? Mama smiled, and Daddy nodded. Go ahead, they said. Can you hear the difference between the stream of words just telling what happened and then the way you could feel what the narrator was feeling when the author added detail? And that was just one scene of fireflies. Now let's look at a scene from my story about Jenny. Jenny sat at her desk with her pencil in her hand. I can't believe basketball tryouts are next week, she thought to herself. Suddenly, a wave of panic rushed over her and her palms began to sweat. What if the coach thinks I'm too small to make the team, she fretted. I just took one scene from my story to help create a picture, a little video or movie of what is going on. Let's get ready to draft one of our scenes by acting it out. In order to think through what we will be writing down on our paper, we need to know what the character will be saying, thinking, and doing in our scene. So turn and talk to your partner about what your character will be saying, thinking, and doing in the scene you're going to write about. Today, as you go to your seat, you will start drafting your story in your binder. It's important to skip lines when we're writing, and what can help is making an X on every other line so you know where or where not to write. Make sure we're writing one scene at a time. Make sure you use dialogue and you use action. You want readers to see and hear what is happening. Are there any questions?